Hello, lovely people. Welcome to today's episode of Reality TV News. Reminding you, we post videos daily, so if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, smash that subscribe button so that you don't miss any important update. Okay, then, the first update we have today is, it's about Paul Kemsley. He recently stepped out with a mystery blonde in New York City.
Right, and the timing here is, well, it's pretty significant, isn't it? This is all happening while his divorce from Dorit Kemsley is ongoing.
Exactly. And they share two kids, Jagger and Phoenix.
11 and 9. And, there are these whispers, these insider suggestions that they're really fighting over finances.
Oh.
Yeah, and apparently they might even lose their big $7.9 million home. So that adds a whole other dimension to it beyond just the marriage ending.
Wow. Okay, so back to this New York sighting. Let's set the scene a bit. PK, he's 57, right? Seen in just a white T-shirt, army green coat.
Dark pants, sneakers.
Right.
Pretty standard PK look, maybe.
Yeah, kind of. And the woman, she looked pretty chic, black motorcycle jacket, jeans, these silver heels.
Okay, got it.
And the fan reactions online were, well, immediate. People were all over it.
Oh, I bet. What were they saying?
Lots of comparisons, mainly to Dorit, actually. Some people even threw Meredith Marks' name in there.
Really? Meredith? Okay.
Yeah. Like comments saying, thought this was Dorit, TBH, or another one was like, she looks like an older Dorit.
Huh. So the consensus is he has a type.
Seems like it. Yeah, that's what people are saying. PK has a type.
Interesting. And, looking a bit wider, fans also brought up Mauricio Umansky.
How so?
Well, comparing PK's situation to Mauricio being seen out with different women, one person actually commented, at least PK's not gallivanting around with 21-year-olds like Mauricio.
Ooh, okay. So they're kind of grading on a curve there.
Sort of, yeah. It illuminates how the audience is constantly watching, almost setting these unwritten rules for how reality stars should behave during a split.
Right, like judging the public side of the breakup.
Exactly. And it's not like this is PK's only recent public interaction causing a stir.
That's true. Remind us.
Well, just a few weeks back, he was accused of getting flirty with Amanda Cronin from Real Housewives of London. He denied it, but still.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And then months before that, he was actually photographed, like making out with model Sheena Walsh, she's 50, right on the street in L.A.
Right. So there's kind of a pattern maybe emerging here in the public eye.
It definitely demonstrates a series of public moments that keep fueling speculation, especially given their initial separation announcement.
Ah, yes, the announcement. That was back in May, wasn't it, on Instagram?
May 2024. They put out this mutual statement,
What did it say again? I remember it felt very carefully worded.
Oh, definitely. They talked about facing a lot of speculation, acknowledged struggles over the last few years,
right,
and said they made the mutual and difficult decision to take some time apart. The goal, they said, was to reevaluate the relationship while we prioritize our children.
Mutual and difficult. Prioritizing the kids sounds very PR managed.
Well, yeah. Especially when you consider that The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 15, is filming right now.
Ah, good point. So everything they do is potentially part of that storyline, or at least viewed through that lens.
Precisely. It adds this whole other layer of scrutiny.
So thinking about all this intense scrutiny these reality stars face, how much do you think public perception actually shapes or maybe interferes with the private process of separating and even starting to date again?
That's the big question, isn't it? What do these public displays really tell us? Is it just someone living their life? Or is it about managing an image, balancing personal reality with this public persona? Especially when your life is the show.
Yeah. How much is real? How much is for the cameras or the clicks, even when cameras aren't rolling?
It really makes you reflect on that line between personal choice and, well, brand management under that constant spotlight. Something to think about. Next, we're going to talk about a familiar face from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika, and her long-standing creative collaboration with Mikey Minden.
Right.
A lot of people have been wondering, where they stand now, especially after all the challenges Erika's faced.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is how that professional partnership, which is, about a decade old now?
Roughly, yeah.
How it's navigated both, huge success and then some pretty significant tension. Mikey Minden's been her creative director for basically everything.
Everything. Music videos, performances.
Her bet it all on blonde Vegas residency, too. It's not just like a job for him. It's a deep creative thing.
But here's where it gets really interesting, right? Because even though Mikey was always someone Erika could count on.
Seemed like it, yeah.
That Vegas residency absolutely put a real damper on their friendship. We're hearing low ticket sales, really led to frustration from Mikey. Erika even talked about it herself in a RHOBH confessional. She said, he's frustrated with me. It puts tension where we've never had tension before.
Right.
But it's not out of him being spiteful. It's Mikey wanting the best, which, sounds plausible.
Well, it kind of demonstrates that dynamic in these high-stakes creative worlds, doesn't it? The personal and professional, they just get blurred.
Totally. Especially when money pressure comes in.
Exactly. But the good news, if we kind of connect the dots here, is that it looks like things are okay now.
Yeah.
Mikey Minden was her creative director again recently for that performance at Mighty Hoopla in London.
Oh, right. I saw that.
And on his 40th birthday, Erika Dorit left this really sweet comment on his Instagram.
What'd she say?
Something like, "Happy birthday, my friend. It only gets better. Here's to the next chapter. Full of love and happiness. I love you, Mikey." And he replied, "Love you."
Oh, okay. Okay, so shifting gears a bit from professional partnerships to a very personal health story. Next update we have about Dolores Catania from the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Ah, yes.
She shared something really important recently.
Yeah, and this one really raises that question about how well any of us, not just reality stars, really listen to our bodies.
Sure.
Dolores Catania went on Instagram in June talking about her AFib diagnosis. Atrial fibrillation.
AFib, yeah.
And she made a point to emphasize that heart disease is the #1 killer of women, just underscoring how critical awareness is. It's a powerful use of her platform, really.
And she really brings to life how urgent it was for her. She said about 6 months before, she felt this, sharp pain in her chest.
Wow.
Radiating down her arm. And she kind of brushed it off at first, aches and pains.
So common, right? We all do that.
Exactly. But then she started getting these frequent heart flutters, waking her up at night.
Okay, that's scary.
That's when she called her cardiologist. They gave her a heart monitor, and bam, within hours, diagnosed with AFib.
Wow, that fast.
Yeah. And then an electrophysiologist confirmed it. So it wasn't some slow burn, it was immediate.
But the good news is Dolores is, 6 weeks out from her procedure now?
Yeah, feeling like herself again.
And she'll be off meds soon, no episode since. And what's really great is she shared her medical team's info.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, turning her own health scare into a resource for others. It just kind of highlights how these platforms can be used for actual good,
Absolutely, a great example. Okay, so speaking of intensity, let's dive back into the drama. Next update we have about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, specifically a pretty messy feud between Kelli, Ferrell, and Brit, Eady.
Oh, boy.
Kelli Ferrell is vehemently denying Brit Eady's claim that she had an abortion, calling it a blatant lie on TV.
While at the same time, Kelly's doubling down on her own accusation that Brit Eady engages in pill popping.
Right.
It just shows the intensity where privacy kind of goes out the window and attacks get really personal really fast.
So what's the impact on Kelli Ferrell personally? She told Entertainment Tonight, basically, that conversation about an abortion between her and Brit never happened. Ever.
Oh, okay.
And she highlighted how hurtful the lie is, especially being a mom to 4 daughters. Now she has to have that conversation with them because of this.
Yeah, that spotlights the real-world fallout, doesn't it? When the on-screen stuff affects family, especially kids.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the insight here, right? The responsibility, even if things are made up. Kelly admitted she wasn't totally innocent in the fight.
Right, she owned some of it.
But she maintains her claims about Brit were true, and she could back them up. But then Brit reacted strongly to Kelly's interview.
What did she say?
Threatened to provide the receipts on WHO but while she was married, hinting Kelly cheated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it just raises all these questions, about truth, about using accusations as weapons, how hard it is to control your story once it's out there. The tables turn fast.
Definitely a messy situation. Okay, so from those individual clashes, let's zoom out. Next update we have about the Real Housewives of Atlanta finale itself. Sounds like it was a lot.
Oh, it was packed with confrontations, revelations, just a lot to unpack, like you said. It really set the scene, starting with Angela being laser-focused on finding out who tried to sabotage her marriage at Kelli Ferrell's event.
Right, those rumors about her husband Charles cheating.
Yeah, and remember, she's been seeing a therapist since 2017, trying to protect her family, dealing with stress from investment homes. It kind of illustrates the desperation behind her actions.
And then you had Portia Williams dealing with such deep grief, losing her cousin Londie.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. Phaedra Parks was helping the family.
Meanwhile, Shamia Morton gets back on stage for her music showcase after 20 years. Huge moment for her.
Right. A massive personal step, only for Brit, Eady, and Drew to immediately start picking apart her performance.
Ugh, that's rough.
Classic example of how even triumphs get overshadowed by the drama.
So the big confrontation point was the Charles Oakley Foundation Gala.
Absolutely. That became ground zero for Angela's investigation. And what's fascinating is how the blame shifted, right? First it was Kelli.
Then Brit.
And then Angela and Drew bring in Marcus, this mystery guy behind the rumors, and he claims Phaedra Parks calling her the Godfather in Atlanta, which is quite a title,
Yep.
put him up to delivering the news about Charles cheating.
Whoa. Okay, twist.
Huge shock to everyone, especially Phaedra. She was like, why would I attack someone's marriage after my own public divorce drama? It really underscores how alliances just crumble.
And things just blew up from there.
Completely. Phaedra calls out Angela's foreclosure. Angela questions Phaedra's parenting.
Oof. Low blows.
At the same time, Brit and Shemaya have another massive fight. Shemaya got furious when Brit brought up her daughter being sick, kind of implying Shemaya was faking.
Oh, don't bring kids into it.
Exactly. Shemaya calls Brit a lady of the night, threatens to beat her as. Brit fires back, is that a threat? And Shemaya found that rich coming from someone supposedly threatening people with guns.
Wow. Just explosive. So where did everyone land after the finale? Any updates?
Yeah, a few updates. Kelli Ferrell's divorce is final. Brit Eady's opening a new insurance agency. Drew's divorce is still dragging on, though she has a new album out.
Okay.
Portia's friendship with Shemaya, still uncertain, kind of casualty of the season. Phaedra's staying busy. Shemaya's hoping for a baby boy via surrogate.
Well.
Angela sold 3 of her 5 investment properties, trying to get things stable. And 5 months later, Portia's still hoping her prenup gets enforced. But Simon apparently being detained entering the country in Feb 2025 is complicating things.
Man, lives still very much emotion. Okay, let's switch coasts. Next update we have about Kiki Barth from The Real Housewives of Miami. She was on Watch What Happens Live recently.
Yep.
What did she say?
Well, she confirmed Gertie Abrera's claim that Julia Lomagova had a facelift while her wife Martina Navratilova was battling cancer.
Ooh, okay. Controversial timing.
Exactly. Kiki said it was true, but maybe shouldn't have been said publicly. Classic reality TV situation. The truth isn't the issue, it's the when and how it comes out.
Did she hold back otherwise? Doesn't sound like Kiki.
Not at all. In one of the games, she asked Julia Lomagova a very personal question about her sexual preferences.
Yeah.
Definitely got people talking. And she asked Lisa Hochstein straight up, are you really over Lenny? Just unfiltered Kiki. She did show some nuance, though, discussing Larsa Pippen, questioning Lisa being in Milan when her dad was sick. Kiki said she saw both sides.
Interesting.
She also talked about her feud with Melissa Gorga.
Oh, the Instagram followers thing.
Yep, accused her of buying followers. Confirmed the feud's not settled, but she's open to talking. Then she flexed and said, tell her I got guns, pointing to her arms.
Huh. Yes, Kiki.
Definitely brings her personality to life, right?
Yeah.
That mix of humor and intensity. She updated on Dr. Nicole Martin, too, said they're cool, but haven't talked much or met baby Genevieve yet.
Okay, so maybe some distance there.
Seems like it. She also seemed confused about Alexia and Todd Napola's status and threw shade at Adriana Demora, asking if she just tries to do the drama.
Direct hit.
And in another game, she picked Jesse Solomon and Mauricio Umansky as potential matches. About Mauricio, she just goes, he's so hot. I'm sorry, Kyle Richards.
Oh my gosh. From Miami's heat, let's head down south again. Next update we have about Southern Charm's Craig Conover. He's been opening up about dating after breaking up with Paige DeCerbo.
Craig basically admitted he wasn't fully healed from Paige, said he wasn't ready to date when he was seeing that really nice girl.
Natalie Buffett, sounds like.
Seems like it, yeah. He said he had some healing to do and needed to find myself again. I mean, that's relatable, right? Just magnified by fame.
Totally. And didn't he clear up something from Watch What Happens Live?
He did. Earlier this year, Andy Cohen asked if he was seeing someone. Craig said he meant he wasn't, like, dating multiple people. Not that he was in a serious relationship, but the tabloids ran with it, posted the woman's picture and name, even though he never said her name. So that illustrates his effort to protect her privacy.
Yeah, shows how fast things get twisted.
And it raises that question again, doesn't it? Managing privacy when your life is public? He also talked about his dating style, kind of shy about approaching people cold.
Really, Craig?
Yeah, prefers meeting through friends at bars or doing activity dates instead of intense dinner dates until there's been a kiss.
Interesting little detail.
And Southern Charm Season 11 is apparently going to show his life post-Paige, so we'll see that play out.
Okay. And wasn't there something about Kristen Cavallari's podcast?
Oh, right. This anecdote is really telling. He claimed he was assured, like no page questions.
Okay.
And then the very first question was about her. He said he felt like he was going to die on stage because he hadn't processed or talked about the breakup yet.
Oh, man, that's rough.